Hello, beautiful and amazing humans. Today we're going to talk about trapped energy. Last time we talked about the transfer of energy and what that looked like and what that meant. Now today we're going to talk about something called trapped energy. Have you ever felt anxious or worried or nervous? And we've talked about spinning thoughts before. Of course, these are all natural experiences, natural thoughts. Thoughts where you feel stressed. Sometimes you even get a panic attack. You can't breathe, heightened blood pressure, stress, all that stuff. That can be really confusing. It's like, what the heck's going on here, right? But in reality, all of these thoughts are connected to our emotions. We forget that we are emotional beings. That's what we are we not? You're feeling something at all times. When we can connect the dots with the thought process and the emotion that we're feeling, we can start understanding what this trapped energy is. Everyone knows what Pandora's box is, and if you don't, do some research on what that is. It's mythological, kind of ancient Greek, I believe at the very least, little folk tale about and belief and ideology about basically skeletons in the closet, and something that you should look into, or brushing things under the rug. Now, although sometimes we think we've let go of stuff, or whether it's thoughts or experiences, or perhaps memories, these things tend to be trapped. And if you think that you've let go mentally, sometimes it's spiritual, sometimes it's emotional, sometimes it's physical. Your body has quite the memory. Also, these things are inherited, so it's quite the interesting situation going on with your mind, body, and soul connection, right? So trapped energy, what is that? Now, have you ever experienced something traumatic or frightening, or inherited something, or observed or been a part of even the atmosphere, the energetic atmosphere in a household, or your parents, or your upbringing, or anything that you've been a part of that could have possibly caused or created an experience or shocking moment within your psyche? So many layers to that. Now, what does that look like? Have you ever felt guilty? Have you ever had anxiety? Have you ever sat in thoughts that are spinning? Do you feel unbalanced? Do you feel ungrounded? Do you feel unpresent? Have you had these feelings? Do you feel sad a lot? Do you feel depressed? Do you feel down? Do you feel unfulfilled? Are you happy? Those are the types of questions that you need to ask yourself and reflect on as we talk about this today. So many times we don't even know what's going on. We just feel a certain way and it feels confusing. A lot of those feelings are connected to these trapped energetic moments in time. So let's talk about that. Shock, trauma, fear, anxiety, guilt, trust, hatred, the lack of love, the lack of the basic needs that one would need to exist, experiences, even in utero, children, inherited traumas, inherited experiences, stresses. What are those? What's going on? Why are they trapped? Why do I feel these things? Why am I thinking these things? Let's talk about that. How do we answer all those? Through my experience in my life, those of you who know me, it took me 28 years to, I want to say, feel alive, to even understand or know what emotions are or were. And I didn't know that. I was unaware of how shut down and shut off I was. And to this day, I do a lot of work monthly. I have my personal gym trainers of my mind, body, and soul that I continue to do the work every day, do the work to figure this out. And so I've been on the path of understanding and learning my emotions. And I can tell you from my own personal experience how free I am today because of doing the work and understanding and becoming in tune with my emotions, which then taught me about becoming grounded and present in my thoughts. So many things that I can't even believe and could comprehend at the time, but now I have an understanding of knowing what's going on, like inherited experiences and traumas, like my parents escaping the Civil War, and ancestral pain and trauma and oppression of the world, or even observing oppression, what's going on there. So that's like Pandora's box. You put all this into Pandora's box and it gets locked in the box and thrown away deep down into the ocean without any way to access it, deep down into your unconscious, the black, really dark area in the ocean, deep down under the sea. Essentially, you don't even know that they're there. It's like, what the heck's going on? So have you ever had an experience where perhaps you were triggered, or just even any experience where you don't know what's going on, but you feel anxious and spinny and you're worrying and you're just not sure what's going on and you just can't connect the dots. Well, through my experience, I've come to the realization that all of those have an emotional connection and an energetic connection. So by doing the work, I was able to understand that, wow, there's Pandora's box, and it's the same as brushing, the dust under the carpet, or your problems, or skeletons in the closet, kind of putting in the closet and trying to ignore it. Some of it, it's some things that you're not even aware of, but your body is, or your spirit is. It's stresses or anxiety or things that you've absorbed in utero or as a child or infant or just in your upbringing, to help continue to try to unconsciously or subconsciously balance that energy of truth, which is love, which is life, which is all the things. And so when we are imbalanced energetically, it starts to create these thoughts that are spinning and anxious and worry and fear and all these things. Anxiety is a big one. Sometimes you won't understand what's going on until you are able to get the tools to take a seat back, just witness and observe and understand what's going on. What are these emotions? What is it? It's not easy. It's just so mesmerizing and powerful to understand that, first of all, everything's energy. We know that now because of science. We can prove that. And nothing can be created or destroyed, only transferred, right? And so we know that as well, too. So when we start understanding this dynamic and this law of creation, we can look at everything in the simplest way as energy. Okay, there's an energy going on and I'm feeling a certain way and thinking a certain way because of this energy. Well, where is this energy? Where is it coming from? Where is it right now? Is it from something that is from the quote unquote past, or something that I'm thinking about in the quote unquote future, or an experience or a trauma or a shock? What's going on there? Is it an inherited thought process, spiritual connection, energy? So it's all energy. So for me, like I said, my parents escaped the Civil War. My mom, through doing the work, I've had experiences with flashbacks of experiencing her traumas. I wasn't even there, of course, but her as a young teenager experiencing traumas of the Civil War and losing siblings and relatives, family and friends during this experience, shocking experiences that I was having flashbacks as I was doing the work into this unconscious. And it's that powerful, the connection of energy, the connection of everything, family and everything like that, your lineage and just all the things, all your experiences are energy, they're energetic experiences. Remove the time from the equation, the energies have quote unquote timestamps. What does that mean? It means that once upon a time, my mom and dad, their lineage, their ancestors experienced certain traumatic events, shock, trauma, oppression, fear, the fear of what? The loss of life, etc. And these are energetic kind of pockets and experiences. And what happens is that these can create freezing points. So essentially, you've all seen the movie Frozen. If not, I highly recommend. That's a good one. Or Statue, for example. And what happens is parts of our body, parts of our mind and soul in our body and our energy become frozen or trapped. That happens because of those experiences, because of traumas, because of shock, and what that is it's something that opposes the truth of life, love, positivity, energy, flow, all those things. And how could it not? We're human. We're meant. We need. It's a need to be loved, to receive, to give, to stay open. But do we have the tools to understand this energetic exchange, these trapped energy? So what's going on? How can we be aware of this? How can we release it? How can we move it? And so if you look at that, the first step is just being aware and understanding and knowing and just being aware of this situation, just sitting here as we are, listening, talking, feeling, thinking, reflecting. For me, it was, wow, I cannot believe how much energy that alone that I absorbed, because you're a sponge. Let's face it. So I myself absorbed so much energy just from that experience. Let's not label it. It's just energy, stuck, frozen energy. And so the key is becoming aware and understanding that we need to move it somewhere, somehow. So becoming aware of it and then moving it, opening Pandora's box, getting the courage to look in that closet, look under the rug and open that box and figure out a way to move that energy, that trapped energy out of that box, right? And the first step is, most of it is facing those fears. Facing those fears. If we don't face Pandora's box, if we're not willing to look inside, we're going to stay trapped, because again, Energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred. So if you're not willing to look into the box, if you're not willing to become aware, then that energy is going to stay stuck and you're going to continue to stay trapped in an energetic field of some sort. And we talk about vibrations, lower, higher vibrations. Well, you can't ascend, you can't get into a higher vibration area without, first of all, becoming aware, and second, facing that fear, that truth, that reality. And okay, it might look and appear scary. Oh my goodness, all these skeletons in the closet, or these things I don't want to look at under the rug, or these things in Pandora's box, these memories, these things, I don't want to look at them. Well, guess what? That's what resources are for. Tools, outlets, and there are many of them, and we can talk about that. However, we have to be willing to look inside the box. Now, the next step is, what is inside the box? What's going on here? Okay, wow, well, I'm aware that there's traumatic experiences, and I've inherited certain thought patterns and certain energy from my parents, first of all, from the world, because we're all human, we're empathetic, we're sensitive, we're compassionate, how we're built. We're meant to love, we're meant to give and receive love. Well, if we observe and experience things that oppose that, well then, again, more shock, more trauma, more fear, more confusion, all of that. So that's the next step, is becoming in tune with these just even these truths, these realities. Okay, well, let's track down that energy. Wow, when I was younger, I had experiences where I felt unloved, and I felt abandoned, and I felt broken, and I felt like garbage, and the list goes on and on. So there's energy there that's now trapped, because what happens is we're either open or closed. You can't be, you can only be one or the other. So that if we're closed, essentially we've closed our hearts, so that energy stays trapped in and nothing can come in. If we choose to be open, if we choose to love and give and receive, then that energy can flow and also flow in and out, right? The good, the bad, and ugly. However, everything's just energy. So let's remove that, even the thought that there's anything as good, bad, or ugly. Look at it more like you're on a surfboard and it's just waves, right? It's not good, bad, or ugly. It's just waves. It's just calm. It's rough, it's intense. You're gonna fall off the surfboard, you're gonna get back on. You're gonna fall off the surfboard, you're gonna get back on. But if we choose to go under the water and hide because we're afraid, that energy's now trapped. And we do this unconsciously, subconsciously, and consciously. And so those are the first steps. It's looking in that box, becoming aware, becoming conscious, understand, tracking down this energy, finding a way with tools, with help, support, counseling, people, loved ones, friends, family, activities, the gym, meditation, those kind of things. Moving this energy, getting the tools to find a way to tap in to our heart, to our soul, to our mind, and connecting the dots. And you will be so surprised and shocked how connected our mind is to our emotions. And that's part of the process. Is it's okay, I'm feeling this. What's going on with my mind? Sometimes you'll feel angry and you'll feel confused and frustrated and anxious and so many things, and you just can't understand what's going on. Why am I so angry right now? Wow, it's because there's so much trapped energy from all of these experiences, my upbringing and everything else, and just being a human in this world, and perhaps observing things that oppose my natural existence, to just love, to be, to give, to receive. So now there's energy trapped because now I'm afraid, and we can't even understand, we can't comprehend what's going on. And so we now can start developing and looking at the tools and understanding, becoming conscious that, wait a minute, I'm feeling something, and this is what's causing this thought right now, this thought of guilt or anxiety or being unfulfilled, and I'm spinning and something's going on and I'm angry, and the anger is actually fear because I feel terrorized, I feel sad, there's so many feelings that are creating these thoughts that we are not understanding. And so many times we choose, okay, I'm gonna just stay in my head and only observe my thoughts, but I'm not connecting the dots from the thoughts to the heart, to the emotions, to the feelings, not realizing that they're actually one and the same. And so when you feel good, your thought process is positive, it's flowing, it's good. When you feel, the opposite of that, when you feel afraid or scared or upset or not good, then guess what? Your thought process, right? Are you with me? And so now there's trapped energy, and you're expecting one day to wake up and just be happy or feel better or feel fulfilled or whatever that feeling is that we all strive to achieve, love. Then nothing will change, because unless you transfer that energy somewhere, nothing will change. So becoming aware, looking in the box, and asking for the universe that created you, the universe that brought you here to where you are, for help, because you can't do it on your own. So ask for the universe's help, or whatever you believe in, the help of that, the support of that, that just helps continue to flow and push. That same force that pushes the surfer on that surfboard through the ocean, right? Can we rely on that? Are we willing to be open to that source that's giving me air to breathe right now? Most call God, right? Are we willing to be vulnerable? Because we can't do it on our own. But you bet your ass that the God, the source, whatever you believe in, whatever that's the natural order, is the one that is in control and capable of anything. So are we willing to open? Are we willing to trust? Are we willing to be vulnerable? Are we willing to ask for help? Because we can't do it on our own. Or else you'd be perfect, perfectly happy, and we are perfect and imperfect, and that's perfect. However, you wouldn't feel any of these feelings that make you anxious and sad and unfulfilled and all those things. And those are natural, necessary experiences. However, are we willing to reach out to the source, to ask for guidance and help, to ask to get the courage to become conscious, to look at this energy and find ways to get the tools to help remove these items and transfer them into something? What does that mean? Okay, I'm conscious. I'm going to now work on this. I'm going to transfer this energy into working out, and then I'm going to become more conscious of this energy that's making me think these certain things. And now I'm going to start working on rewiring my thought pattern, and now I'm starting to understand my emotions because there's some trauma there. I need to now go and move that, transfer that energy. Oh, I have a counselor that's helping me transfer that energy and flow into the universe and flow into the universe. Just like we breathe with the trees, we're transferring energy back and forth. Well, we need to find ways to transfer this energy. Oh, I'm going to talk to my friends. I'm going to go out dancing. It doesn't matter what you do, but we have to be aware of it. We have to let it go. Move it somewhere. Let it go, right? And it can be like an alchemist transformed into something very positive and very beautiful and very amazing. Fire is an amazing, incredible tool. Without fire, we wouldn't be able to exist in the world as we know it today, right? But it can be used for something that can appear to be destructive and chaotic, or something that is beautiful and harmonious, and it's all energy, you see? So instead of labeling it, just imagine it's a fire, and we're going to move it from here to there. You do that by choosing to receive, choosing to be open, choosing to give, to flow. By helping, we choose to become conscious and understanding that energy and emotions and thoughts are all one and all connected. So next time when you're thinking certain thoughts and you don't understand what's going on, but you feel a certain way, you feel anxious and worried and nervous and sad and all those feelings that are haunting, just take a step back from your thoughts. Focus on what you're feeling. What am I feeling right now? Be curious. What am I feeling? Why am I feeling this? What is going on? So get out of your head. Just try to shut that brain off and get into that heart. Get into the emotions. And I'm telling you from experience, it's something that I struggled with for a long time. Identifying, understanding, becoming conscious of my feelings, my emotions. And here I am feeling so alive today, becoming so aware and grounding and taking time to create habits to ground, to pray, to meditate, to receive, to give, to trust, and to rely on the universe, to become one with the nature. What happens is you start thinking something, and it might be guilt or fear or anything. And then all of a sudden, you can take a step back and become aware and curious. And then you realize, wait a minute, I'm feeling afraid right now because I remember this energetic experience, triggers, this energetic trauma from my childhood that I'm aware of. Now I need to transfer it somewhere. Let me figure out, I need the tools. I need counsel. I need whoever. I need whatever. I need a friend right now. And instead of staying stuck in it, am I choosing to stay open and courageous and realize, wait a minute, there wasn't a big scary monster in that closet or in that box. Wow, and I now feel empowered and more courageous and less afraid to open that box and move that energy. To open that box and move that energy, to become aware, to become conscious, to understand even my words are energy, just to let that stuff out and let it flow and develop the tools to become more aware and more understanding of my emotions, more willing to learn how to transfer energy. Because just like riding a surfboard, we're going to become that much better, that much quicker with an experienced professional trainer, right? And then when you start learning how to master the surfboard, you're going to fall, you're going to get on, you're going to fall, you're going to get on, you're going to love it, you're going to enjoy the water, you're going to not be afraid of the big waves, the small waves, it doesn't matter. And that's the same thing as life. So we are all energy, and everything's an energetic exchange. Energy can be trapped. You cannot do anything to create or to destroy it. You have to transfer it somewhere. You have to transform it to something. So what are you doing to transform that energy? And it's not good or bad. It's just energy. It's just emotions. It's just happiness, love, anger, fear, sadness, all those things. So connect those energetic dots and just look at it as a ball of fire and water and all the elements. Transform it to something. Go lay in the grass and meditate. Be one with nature. Rely on that, the natural stuff. Talk to someone and get that stuff. And then so we start learning how to untrap this energy, and you become free because you become open and you become alive and you become happier and you become conscious and you become aware, and then you become empathetic and compassionate, because then what happens is you start seeing it in others. Your children, your parents, friends, family, colleagues, your loved one, your spouse. Because we live in a reality, in a world where divorce is 50%, and a lot of it is because of fear. But we can't understand why we're afraid. We can't understand why we're so petrified, because of these trapped emotions that are triggering energetic triggers of anything that opposes the natural state, which is love and truth. And so once we can become aware, we can then understand and express and explain and think and talk and have dialogue of these items, this energy, find the tools or the calculation or the whatever it is, mathematic formula to then move that energy around. Because again, if everything's energy, we can move it around. And then you become the master of moving it around, and the master of becoming a master surfer. Master the emotional state, master that thought, mind, body, soul connection, and that everything is energy without labeling, without, judging, with understanding that we're human. Things are meant to flow, and then learning to just keep that door open. Because if that door's closed, energy can't come in either, right? So then we're not receiving. We're not receiving love. We're not receiving the necessities of life, to give and receive, to have flow, to be fulfilled, to be alive. The best part about this is when you learn and you choose to take that first step, the rest is just step, and it becomes an adventure, and it becomes exciting and fun and amazing, and you become courageous, and you start seeing and feeling and understanding that you're ascending and your vibrations are becoming higher. You choose to live in the now and in the moment and one with nature. You feel yourself and see yourself becoming more free, and you realize that you're a magnet. Since you're a magnet and since your energy becomes vibrant and bigger and magnetic, and things and people become attracted to you. Instead of you worrying about what's going on out there all the time, things start becoming attracted to you, because that's what you are. You're energy and you're magnetic. And the more positive you become, the more you magnetize, and the happier you become, fulfilled you become, and the more free you become, because then that Pandora's box becomes emptier and emptier and emptier. And then you can look back at that box and you can say, wow, I'm actually super grateful for everything that was in that box, and these memories and these inherited experiences and the experience of the world. I'm grateful to have love. I'm grateful to have chosen to feel, to become aware, to have dialogue, to lead others, to heal, to forgive, to become compassionate, empathetic. And I'm grateful for the peace that I have. And just this adventure, it becomes an adventure, it becomes fun. Just like learning a new skill, it becomes fun. Now, just remember that when a thought comes in and you don't know what's going on, and it becomes confusing, and we start becoming anxious and panicking, and we lose consciousness, we become ungrounded. Just remember to stop and observe your thoughts. What am I thinking right now? What's going on? Okay, what am I feeling? Become curious. What am I feeling right now? Why am I feeling this? What's going on? Where's that energy? Where's that energy right now? Oh, there it is. I'm feeling afraid because I'm triggered back to a frozen and trapped energetic state where I once became traumatized because of a shocking moment and experience that I had, because I witnessed or I experienced or I felt or I was the victim of this really terrible traumatic experience where I felt lovelessness or pain or hatred or felt like I was going to die. And it's sitting there trapped, and it loves to sit there and just eat at you like a leech. And in reality, you have the power. You have the power to make the choice to feel to heal, feel to untrap, feel to transfer it. Wait a minute, I'm not going to let it be a victim anymore. I'm going to rise up. I'm going to become courageous. I'm going to be curious. I'm going to open that box. And I'm going to realize, wait a minute, there's nothing to be afraid of. I'm actually going to extend empathy and compassion to those situations, and I'm going to choose to take a look at all the positive dynamics of that energetic experience at that time that created that frozenness, unthaw. And in Frozen, how do you become unthawed? You become unthawed because a true act of love, the most beautiful part about everything in this world and in life and in creation. And when we start realizing and seeing this, you're rewarded by your own choices to become emotionally aware and to choose openness and flow and love and all those positive emotions and thoughts and feelings and all those things that we get to choose. And that's where the energetic experience, trapped feelings and emotions and trapped energy and releasing, becoming free, becomes such an incredible, beautiful, amazing journey. And then you become more fulfilled and more alive and happier. I urge you and I challenge you to make a choice to approach Pandora's box. Follow me, to follow our podcasts, to check out our website, something4humanity.com. Come out, give back, to donate, to get involved, to do something, to get help, to seek counsel, to talk more to friends and family, to go to the gym, to do yoga, to do whatever it takes to move that energy around and have faith in the universe and in the source and in the creator and in yourself, to have the courage to know that you can do this. And when you start doing this, you get excited to get back on that surfboard. Leave it at that. Have an amazing, beautiful day, all you lovely humans. God bless you all, and we will talk to you on the next episode. Thank you.